Hello everyone and welcome to the final event of the 2021 Winter Marble Algolympics. This is Professor CC19 and things are about to get intense here at the Mystadium. It's been about a year since the last Marble Championship race and now our hosts, the Mystic Twisters, finally get to show off their home course in what should be an intense and exciting final event. Before we get started with this race, there is something to note, a mistake that has since been fixed in the overall standings. Mystic Twisters back in event number 7 were awarded 2 extra points. They should have gotten 9 when they were awarded 11. That math error has been fixed, and their score going into this final event is 89, not 91 as it was showed at the end of the last event. Duly noted, that has been fixed. Now to explain how this event works. We have one lap that is a qualifying lap. It will determine the starting positions for the main event. As you can see right now, none of the marbles are colliding with one another. That's because collision is off. They're all running their own race at the same time. And the order in which they finish here will determine their starting grid positions for the main event, which is 9 laps here at the Mystadium. The order in which they finish in that will determine your winner. And the pole position at this point looks to go to the O-Raiders, and it will. On target, their team captain, Queen of the Azure Royals, will be starting in second on the front row. They are your overall standings leaders going into this event. The team that's right behind them, Skyanne, starting in 8th, while Navajo Rollers and Grayscales starting from the back row. We'll take one final look at the official starting positions. Your top 4, O-Raiders, Azure Royals, Team Transparent, and Team Moonglow, and the individual running marbles. It's all coming down to this. 9 laps, event 12. 3, 2, 1, let's crown a champion. O-Raiders getting a good nudge to keep their lead in this first turn, but now we have some sharp turns right here, corners if you will, and that causes Azure Royals to get into the lead for a brief moment, but then it trades off to 2 shades of green. O of Team Neon and Redwood of the Foresters. Important to remember that even though the marble's name is Redwood, that forest green marble does belong to the Foresters, a team that cannot win the games overall. And also running up front, we have Navajo Rollers, who got off to a terrible start in the qualifiers, but now got off to a great start in the main race. It seems like being able to collide and interfere with other marbles suits them very well. Adobe is already up into second place after starting in 15th. Running towards the back, we have Fireballs, and I think that was Team Transparent, and they got third to start off this race, third on the starting grid, so things changing very much in the first lap. Team Neon is your leading marble with their captain O, one of the best running marbles ever, O of Team Neon. Scored very well last year in the Marble Championship. I believe scored more points than his teammate N, which is Team Neon's back marble. So definitely one to have confidence in running a Marble Championship style event to end this year's games. Right now they are chasing Strawberry Streamers. Mainstream got up to the lead in the early part of this lap number 2 of 9. I must say, it is unusual getting back into the swing of things commentating for a Marble World Championship style event. Bear with me here, things are going to be very exciting. Team Neon now taking the lead in this final stretch. Look at Gold Globes with their captain Glitter coming from behind right at the end, getting up to 4th place, but it is very close between them and Adobe. Sea Star of the Coral Reefers in 5th, then Queen of the Azure Royals, who fell back after that first lap, and Redwood, followed by Shine of Team Moonglow. Heading into lap 3, and we're hearing a weather report that there is a storm coming into the area. A winter storm for this final event, a late winter storm at that actually is going to be affecting visibility on the track in the coming laps. So we'll have to see what pans out with that. In the meantime, Strawberry Streamers and Team Neon still fighting for the lead. Strawberry Streamers seeming to get the best of Team Neon over and over again, as the two of them trade positions back and forth at the start of lap number 3. A fair distance back to Adobe and Glitter, then Sea Star in 5th. And let's see who gets the lead at the end of this lap. Navajo Rollers and Gold Globes coming in hard, and that's actually going to benefit Navajo Rollers greatly. Adobe gets to 2nd place, surpassing Team Neon by a fair margin. Not so much, though, for Gold Globes. They are still back in 4th. Coral Reefers. Then it is very close between Redwood and Queen. And you can see it looks like it started to snow here at the Mystadium, so we'll see how this affects the race. Now it is Strawberry Streamers going to be dueling with Navajo Rollers at the start of lap number 4. Now these are two teams that cannot win. They are actually towards the bottom of the overall standings. However, two teams that can win are right behind them. Gold Globes, who now jump into second place, and they are going to take the alternate route. We haven't really talked about that. It can be a shortcut, or if you take it the wrong way, it can be a long cut, if you will. And it looks like that's what it is for Gold Globes. They get passed by both O and C Star there, as Team Neon trying to get their position back, hopefully get up to the lead. A bit of contact there between O and Adobe, and it looks like that's actually going to help Team Neon the most. They are going to claim their lead back just barely after they get another nudge from Strawberry Streamers. And look at Queen up into 4th place. And that is going to be very important because we haven't really talked about the teams who are in contention yet. Azure Royals with 125 have the best shot. If they get a podium position, that means only Team Skyan at 124 can challenge them. But we also have Fireballs, Team Neon, O-Raiders, and Gold Globes with a chance at winning. They all need to gain at least 10 points to have that chance. Right now, Team Neon is the only running team, well, the only team running in the top few positions, that has a chance at winning the entire game. Gold Globes appears to have fallen back, so it is going to come down, I believe, to Team Neon and Azure Royals. So Strawberry Streamer is going to play a very important role in the overall standings. If Team Neon can get around them for the top spot and can win this race, that means they can win the entire event if Azure Royals finish lower than 5th. Right now, the top 4 are very close, and Team Neon gets their lead back. Strawberry Streamers actually fall back to 4th place. They're 3rd place, while Azure Royals are in 4th. And Coral Reefers, Mystic Twisters, the host, making a charge. They're up to 7th now. And somewhere back behind, I saw the rivals, Fireballs and Icers, the two elemental-themed marbles, not doing very well in this final event. Flame and Blizzard, even though we're in the midst of a blizzard right now, Icers still not having much luck. But once again, it is a duel for the top spot. Now, 3 marbles getting in on it. Strawberry Streamers want to get back in the action. As our label for the lap changes to yellow, we're getting down towards the end. The second half of the race we're in already. It is close between Navajo Rollers, Strawberry Streamers, and Team Neon, and a fair margin back to Azure Royals and Queen. Now keep in mind, Queen, aside from one event, has not run solo since 2018, so that is a lot of pressure on her. We'll see how well she does. Team Neon getting an excellent hit there. That propels them to a much larger lead over Navajo Rollers and Adobe. Look at Queen. Beautiful that final section, as beautiful as she can be. 4th place, and at this point, that is enough to clinch the championship for Azure Royals. Still, anything can happen. The marbles running behind her, Sea Star, Redwood, and Shine are going to have a say in what happens here. Team Neon and Navajo Rollers already starting the next lap. O and Adobe doing very well. Mainstream, then Queen. Marbles seeming to separate here. Big air there for Adobe. That's not going to help them. And it looks like Queen gets the best launch through that section, but then is slow through the middle as they think about taking that shortcut, but then decide against it. Now that lead is really stretched forth for O. But for a gold medal in this event, that's all it's going to matter for. Azure Royals, if they stay in this position, they are going to win the championship. So Team Neon hoping for a podium. I believe they will get the podium if they win this event and Skyan does badly enough. I haven't really seen much at all from Team Skyan so far in this race. Team Neon still holding their lead over Adobe. There's only 2 laps left to go. The spots behind Adobe, though, have closed up. Queen, Mainstream, Sea Star, and Redwood very close to one another. And with Redwood in 6th, if those positions change around a little bit, yeah, we still see Deco of the Grayscales and Fireball struggling way back behind. But yeah, if those middle positions change a little bit, Team Neon still has hope to win. There's 2 laps left to go. Can Team Neon hold their lead over Adobe? And will Azure Royals hold their position in the midst of 4 marbles fighting back behind? They get passed by Mainstream, puts them back in fourth at the moment. Team Neon, slow and steady, only fast and steady in this case. They are doing an excellent job, being very consistent towards the top of the standings this entire event. They do not seem to be slowing down. Forgive me for using the word slow in association with the word O, or the Marble O. Team Neon's team captain O, one of the best all-around competitors we have seen in the Algolympics, and that is really showing here. Dominance thus far, with only one lap left to go, but it is close back behind still. Azure Royals in fourth, but just barely holding fourth over Redwood of the Foresters. It is all going to come down to this. Team Neon and Azure Royals are the only teams left that have a legit chance. Team Neon still with a large lead over Adobe, but really, it's more important to watch Queen at this point. Team Neon still stretching their lead, taking the shortcut, though. That actually might be a little bit slower if they do it incorrectly. A interesting rebound that actually slowed them down just a little bit. Queen taking the shortcut as well. Only they get a better bounce. Queen, all the way around the shortcut, they take the lead. And now, since sixth is not in the picture, it's not going to be a question. It's going to be a question of will they get gold in this event. Queen of the Azure Royals to the lead right at the end. And it is not going to matter that Team Neon gets the gold. Congrats to them anyway. But Azure Royals, Queen comes through a redemptive story 3 years later. Azure Royals are your 2021 Algolympics champions. Strawberry Streamers with a decent finish. Also, props to Navajo Rollers for their third bronze medal, finishing this race in third place. A lot of the other marbles filtering through. Gold Globes really fell back, along with O-Raiders, Fireballs, Ultraviolets, and Skyan. I believe Skyan still got top half. There are the two rivals, Icers beating out Fireballs right at the end. And as we wait on grayscales, on behalf of all the teams this year, and especially our hosts, the Mystic Twisters, we want to remind you to appreciate all the beauty in this world. It's not always a place of black and white. We need to appreciate all the various colors, and we need to let nature find its balance and do everything to promote that in this world. Thank you so much for watching. Congrats to the Azure Royals and all your teams. This has been Professor CC19. Enjoy the closing ceremony.